Great. So let's take a look at the downswing in position number 2, contact. So here you can see Carlos, as I mentioned, everything starts with a jump step or split step, followed by the unit turn, the raising of the racket to shoulder height for this particular ball. He's leveraging a semi-open stance. There's his position number 1. So before that ball bounces, you can reference back to position number 1 in our series here. You can see that's where Carlos is and where he needs to be. The reference points are in a previous video. Let's, for our intents and purposes today, take a look at the downswing, which is down and away from the body. See how the racket's going this way? Oh, excuse me. Let me take it off that. Let me clear that. Let me give you a nice arrow. Down and away from his body. Okay, we'll clear that. The next reference point that we share with our students is, at this point, the racket head should be pointing up still. The tip is slightly up, and the strings are facing the ground. The palm of the hand, if Carlos opened his hand, we took the racket out, would be facing the ground right at this point. So key reference points here, down and away from the body, racket head is pointing up, strings are pointing to the ground, and if we took the racket out of his hand and he just opened his hand, his palm, the underneath of his hand, would be facing the ground or the court. Okay, so that's near the end of the downswing. The next component, as he finishes off this downswing, right here, almost a straight arm, we call it the pop and stop. You'll see his right hip launch. See the right hip go down. If you watch that little crease in his shirt, you'll see it go. See it go. Boom. Pop and stop. He'll stop his hips right there. You see the left leg coming out to create that force, that opposite force to stop the hips and also keep his balance. But here's a key part in the downswing. I want you to watch the flight path of his hand. It's actually out. He's swinging out and away from his body to contact. So he swung out and away to contact. And you can clearly see the separation from his body to the ball. You can also see a great reference point is the eyes are looking at the ball at contact. From a contact perspective on the forehand, the reference point you're looking for is waist to chest height. That's the optimal contact point. Carlos is right in that area. So great job for Mr. Carlos Alcaraz. So that's what we wanted to take a look at here in this video. If I just clear this and circle back, we'll take a look at it kind of in full. So there's the end of Mr. Alcaraz's preparation phase. Then he has the downswing, which we looked at today. Again, key reference points here. Racket tip is up, strings are facing the ground. If we took the racket out of his hand, he opened up his hand, his palm would be facing the ground. That goes to straighter arm. We looked at that crease in his shirt, pop and stop, pops the hip, stops the hip. The left leg here, because it comes off the ground, is being used as balance and to stop that hip from over-rotating. There's your contact point. I should also mention that his shoulders are parallel to the net, right? So he's at contact. So shoulders are parallel to the net at contact, and eyes are facing the ball, keeping that head still. So that's the downswing to contact. Contact is made at, we mentioned, waist height to shoulder height, chest shoulder height is optimal depending on the bounce of the ball on the forehand side only. All right, hope you enjoyed it.